In last week's video, we talked about horse breeds I would recommend first-time horse owners kind of stay away from. In this week's video, what I thought I would do is talk about horse breeds that usually make good first horses. The first breed starting off here in America that makes a great first horse is a quarter horse. So quarter horses are very versatile. They come in all different shapes and sizes. You can have quarter horses being as tall as like 16 hands and above, or you could have them as ponies being like 13 hands to 14 hands. These make great first horses for kids and for adults. Quarter horses are the most common horses in America, so that means they're going to be very easy to find, and you can usually find them for a relatively low price, which makes them another reason why they're a first horse to get, because you're not like shelling out a lot of money to buy them. While quarter horses are known for being like the top horse in Western disciplines, they also do pretty well in English disciplines. No matter what you're doing, if you're just starting out and trying to like improve yourself through a discipline, a quarter horse is a great horse to start with. The second horse breed that is also very similar to the quarter horse is the American paint horses. So paint horses are pretty popular and they're super easy to find, which usually means that you can find them at reasonable prices. And just like the quarter horse, they tend to be very versatile in terms of their build and their size. You can get paint horses that are above 16 hands, or you could get them smaller than 13 hands. They can come in all types of body shapes. Like you could get like a really stocky paint horse that looks more like a quarter horse, or you could get a more athletic looking paint horse. So it really just depends on what you find. These horses are also very versatile. If you're starting out at the lower level of anything and working up, an American paint horse is a pretty safe bet and can usually do anything you ask them to do. And it's when you kind of get towards more of the upper levels is where you may find it a bit challenging with them and you may need to move on to another horse. But for the most part, if you're just starting out or if you want a safe horse to experience new things on, an American paint horse is a great option. The next type of horse I want to talk about are called grade horses. So grade horses are basically mixed breed horses, or horses that aren't registered. So they're not a specific type of breed anywhere on paper. There are a lot of grade horses in America. For example, both of my horses are grade horses. Even though Tucker looks like he's an Appaloosa or a POA, he's technically a grade horse because he's not registered anywhere and I don't really know his exact breeding. And same with Ruach. He's just a mixture of a bunch of different breeds probably. Grade horses are great because they're usually going to be pretty reasonable to purchase because they don't have like the breed registry behind them or a pedigree behind them. But another great thing about grade horses is that they can usually do anything. Another great thing about grade horses is you can find some like really good grade horses, like diamond in the rough type of a thing. So when I was growing up, I bought a paint horse, but she wasn't registered anywhere. She was a grade horse. Her name was Bella, and we bought her for $600. But she ended up jumping like 4-foot fences. So, you know, you can find wild things like that with grade horses and they're usually great. As with any horse, you just want to make sure you do your due diligence and your pre-purchase exam, because without the background, you don't know what they're going to be susceptible to. So you just want to make sure you're getting the vet to look at them before you purchase them. In my last video, I talked about that while draft breeds are great horses and they usually have super calm temperaments and are easy to work with, I would stay away from them as a new horse owner or first-time horse owner, just because they do have some things to consider, like they're gonna need more resources and their feet are gonna need special attention from a specialized farrier. But in this video, I'm going to recommend small horse breeds. Small draft breeds include Haflingers, Norwegian Fjords, Gypsy Vanners, Icelandic horses. Small draft breeds are built stocky and strong, but yet they're small. Like usually they're under or around 15 hands or smaller, which makes them great for both kids and adults to ride. A lot of people like those stockier breeds just because you feel a little bit more secure when you're riding them, and they usually tend to have the temperament of draft horses, which is very calm and docile. The thing about small draft breeds is people want them, so they're pretty in demand, which means that they're going to be a bit harder to find and probably a bit more expensive than your normal like grade horse or quarter horse. That being said, their prices do vary. Like if you have an older draft breed horse, the price will usually be cheaper, and those are great horses for kids. But on the other side, it just depends on the breed. Like if you're looking at a Gypsy Vanner, or in America like an Icelandic horse, because they're a lot more rare here, they're gonna be more expensive, like 5 figures. But you can usually find like a Haflinger or a Norwegian Fjord, maybe that's younger or older, for under $10,000. In this next point, I'm going to combine 2 breeds. I have the Missouri Foxtrotter and the Tennessee Walking Horse, and I'm going to put them into one. The reason I'm putting these 2 breeds into the same category is because they're both gaited horses, which means they move a little bit different compared to a normal horse. Gaited horses always leave 1 foot on the ground, so this makes them incredibly smooth to ride. These horses are great for if you're older or maybe you've had some health problems or injuries in the past and you need a smooth ride. Missouri Foxtrotters and Tennessee Walking Horses are great horses to look at. If you're also into trail riding or you think you would like trail riding, these breeds make excellent trail horses. They are very sure-footed, and the way they're built makes them great for endurance and going long distances. And if you've never considered a gaited horse, I would highly recommend you look at them. I grew up riding English and jumping and doing all that, but as I've gotten older, I've really come to appreciate gaited horses, and I will probably definitely get one at some point. Just because they move a little differently, that's why people tend to stay away from them, but that's also what's special about them. And both of these horse breeds are known for having really docile and calm temperaments, and you know, you can do anything with them. I've had friends who have these breeds and they ride their horse through town and they go through drive-thrus and they go down parades, and so they are just really great horses. And they're made in America. Like, these horse breeds have come from America. And I would say if you're in America, it's just as easy to find a Tennessee Walking Horse than it is to find a quarter horse. Like, they're pretty common and popular. You can get them for really reasonable prices. If you are not in America, it's gonna be harder. And I'm sure there's other gaited breeds out there around the world that are a bit more popular than those breeds being in other countries. And if you're in the process of getting your first horse, I have an online course that walks you through every aspect of horse care, just so you are prepared when it comes time to have your horse. When you first get your horse, a lot of times you have a lot of questions and you don't really know what to do. So this course is designed to help you work through those situations. It's at shop.equinehelper.com, and it's the Horse Care Keys for Success course.